welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. Today I'm going to be working with embroidery. I'm gonna go ahead and do the trend of the bow. I've seen it a lot on YouTube. It's all over the place, and in the beginning I was not gonna do it because I saw so many contents and so many ways of doing it that I said, I think I can do it. I don't need to try it, but I was too curious and I decided to try it. So I'm gonna try two different type of bows. One is gonna be on a t-shirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, and the other one is gonna be on a sweatshirt. So I'm gonna be using my single needle embroidery machine, the Brother SE1900, as well as my Ricoma multi-needle embroidery machine to do the sweatshirt so that you can see both way of doing it. Yeah, so guys, I can't wait to share this with you. So let's go at it. I am here using Embroider's Essentials. For this project, I'm going to be using my SE1900 single needle embroidery machine. And I'm going to be using a magnetic hoop or magnet hoop from Dime. I ordered this hoop a while ago and I have not used it yet. So I decided to use it for this project. As well, I'm going to be using tear-away stabilizer as opposed to cutaway stabilizer because the people who have designed these designs suggest to use tear-away as opposed to cutaway. So I'm using sticker stabilizer for this project. So let me see what else. I'm going to be using a t-shirt. It's a long sleeve t-shirt. And I'm going to be using fabric, regular fabric for this project. And so right here, it has 4 colors. It gives you the outline, it gives you the tack down, and then the embroidery satin stitch. Let's go to the simulator right here. So the first color is going to be the outline. So at this point, you're going to go ahead, when this is done, you're going to place your fabric. You can float your fabric or you can hoop. So I'm going to hoop mine. But if you want to float it, you can go and float. It's easier to float when you are using the regular hoop for your single needle embroidery machine. But because I'm using the magnetic hoop, it makes it easier for me to use sticky stabilizer and then hoop the garment. Once you do that, and you place your garment, it's gonna go to the tack down. It's gonna tack down your fabric. Once this is done, what you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the hoop and you're gonna trim everything around, including the inside. And I'm going through this step by step for those who are new doing applique. Especially this project is different because for this project, you're gonna cut the actual fabric in the inside. So you're gonna trim this part at the same time you're cutting the fabric of the t-shirt or a hoodie or a sweatshirt. You're gonna go ahead and trim it and cut the fabric only on the inside, not on the outside, okay? Once you've done all the trimming, you're gonna place the hoop back onto the embroidery machine, and then we're gonna continue, and it's gonna do all the satin stitch, okay? I have another bow design. I might include it on the video depending how much this takes me to do because it's going to be my first time. I have not done this trend before. And that is this bow right here, which I found it was very cute. I think it's very cute. I'm going to do it anyway, right? But I'm going to be using my multi-needle embroidery machine to do this one. And I'm going to be using the 7x7 mighty hoop. And this one has 5 colors because originally the middle color, which is for these lines right here, it was done, oops, let me go back. It was done in another color. I believe it was like a black thread in the middle. So this is gonna run exactly the same way, okay? This is a smaller bow as well, okay? It does the same thing. All right, it's very straightforward. In other words, you're gonna be doing the applique position, tack down, you're gonna trim it, and then it's gonna do the satin stitch, like the last one that I show, okay? So guys, I'm gonna go ahead to the table. I'm gonna get ready. I'll see you when I get over there, okay? I'm here on the craft table, and these are the items that I plan to use. I'm gonna start with the t-shirt. This is a long sleeve black t-shirt, and this is the item. I already have hooped it, and I'm using my magnetic hoop from Dime. It's a 5x7 hoop, and this is the printout. And so I'm gonna go ahead and position it. I already found the middle line of the shirt right here. It's gonna be on the side. It will be like this one right here. Let's say you're gonna put it like that. So this is the side of the shirt. This shirt has no seam, but I ironed the line in the middle, you notice, to let me know exactly where the middle of the shirt is. So you're just gonna hoop it, making sure that depending on the process or the technique that you use to hoop, you have to make sure that that middle line is gonna match the middle of the hoop right here. It's very important, okay? I have already done it. And I didn't show you how to hoop this way because I don't know which way you're gonna hoop it. Some people might opt to use a regular hoop and float it, and this will apply to either if you float the garment or if you hoop your garment. I'm using sticky stabilizer, which is considered a tearaway stabilizer, because again, that is what people that have done this design recommend. And the person who created this file recommended, I saw her video and she recommended tearaway stabilizer as opposed to cutaway stabilizer. So I'm just following what they said because it's gonna be my first time doing this. So I wanna make sure that everything is correct. So like I said, this is a 5x7. If you hear some noise, they're doing some construction work. My neighbors, you know, so you're gonna mind hearing some banging and, you know, so it is what it is. But I needed to continue with the process. I couldn't stop. All right. So I am using a microphone, so that might help. I'm gonna make sure that you are on site right here. It's good because this part is very important. When you place this, make sure that you place here in the middle of the hoop, okay? And this end of the design needs to touch the border of the shirt. I've seen people placing it up here away from the border. And what happened when you cut the fabric, because you're gonna have to cut the fabric, this is gonna be raw. So in order for you to prevent that from happening, make sure that the border of the design touches the border. I use a printout to help me. If you don't use a printout, then you have to make sure that when you trace the design, that this point is pointing in here. You see, each embroidery machine is different. I don't know which embroidery machine you're using, but I'm using the SE1900 single needle machine like I mentioned before. So I'm gonna make sure that this is here. I'm gonna make sure that this is, let me put on my eyeglasses. Did I put, yeah, I have them right here. Yeah, to have a better view. So I'm sure that this is on the 0, which is the middle of the hook when it comes to the vertical position, and then also on the horizontal position. I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't really matter because what it matters is this right here, because I'm going to make sure that this is up here. The horizontal, it doesn't matter because I'm lowering the design. Okay, so I'm gonna use some regular tape. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that this is in place. So the next step for me to do is to take it to the embroidery machine. So it's gonna embroider a placement stitch first, and then it's gonna do the applique. This is the fabric that I'm gonna be using right here. And then this is the 8-and-bone light. I'm gonna go ahead and iron it in the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do this. If you're new to the channel, you have never done applique, I'm gonna iron this. This is gonna be on the back of the fabric, because when I iron this is gonna have a glue on the back, and then I'm gonna be able to iron it once I'm done. And you're gonna see me doing the process. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and iron this, and I'll be right back. Let me put these things away. I'm gonna be using this matte 8-in-1 light, and this is my press right here. I got this press from Amazon. If you're interested, the link for this press is down below in the description box. It's called Legoin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but you'll see it. It starts with an L. Legoin or Lo, right here. Leoin. Leoin. That's the brand. It's very good. It is smaller than the regular Cricut heat press, but at the same time, it's larger than the Cricut mini press. So it's the perfect size for this. So I think it's already set up, so I'm gonna leave it. I do a setup of 350 for 15 seconds, but that's up to you. All depends on the kind of press that you have. Okay. Maybe should I have enough to cover everything. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna be back once press is heat up. It doesn't take too long, but you know. Okay, so this is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and iron it. I forgot to mention, I think these are the scissors that I'm gonna use to cut. I have two kinds of these scissors that are for trimming applique. I had to try to see which one is the sharpest because I need to cut the fabric of the shirt. So yeah, if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna try to use this in the beginning to trim, and then I'm gonna continue with this. Okay, so right, so okay, so let's go ahead and iron this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it cool. If you notice, I trimmed a little bit the fabric because it was a little bit too big. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. I don't need this anymore. I'll put it away. So the next thing that I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the embroidery hoop to the machine and we're gonna trace it, okay? I'm gonna do a tracing to make sure that it's gonna cover everything up, to make sure that everything is within the embroidery field, and it is, okay? Again, I am using my printout to make sure that it is. If you don't use this method, then, you know, whatever method you use, you have to make sure that when you trace, it covers everything, okay? So now that I'm done that, I'm not gonna be needing this anymore. Okay, I'm gonna start with a white color thread as a placement, and then I'm gonna go ahead and place OK here because I already did this step. I'm gonna press embroidery, and these are the three colors that I'm gonna be using. Okay, so guys, let's get started. Okay, let me bring my fabric close to me, which is this right here. So let's get started. I'm gonna move you a little bit towards the left so that you can have a better view. Hopefully it will reach. Yeah. Woo, the tone is where I wanted it. A little bit, a tiny bit lower than I thought, but that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Let me see this one. You see, it reached the point on the bottom. That's what I wanted. should stop now. Yeah, I did. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut, and it jumped to the yellow color, which is the tack down. All right, let me pick up this little thread. My goodness gracious. Come on. All right, so I'm gonna place the fabric, making sure that everything is covered. Okay. All right, so let's start. The most important thing of this kind of applique is the bottom part. To set up the bottom part so that it will get into the right position in the hook for the machine to trace it. To me, that was the most, challenging part, being a new way of doing things. Okay, guys, so this is the part that I'm going to remove the hoop, and I'm going to cut everything around, okay? And guys, just to clarify, I have not done this before, okay? This is my first time. It's like when I always bring you a project, most of the time, I bring you to the whole experience of being the first time for you and the first time for me, so that you know that it's doable, all right? That's why I do it that way. All right, I went ahead and I will explain this to you when I get to the table. So let's do this. And this hoop, you're going to hoop it the same way you do your 5x7 original hoop. No difference whatsoever. It's the only difference that it's a magnet one, but it has the same hookup and everything, all right? So give me a little time for me to move this to the table, and I'll meet you over there. I'm going to be trimming, but I'm not going to be cutting off the tearaway sterilizer, just the fabric, okay? So when you trim, make sure that you trim very close to the stitch, but you're not going to cut off the stitches. And again, I'm reviewing this just for those who are new to applique. And I'm going to make sure that you have a new view. No, I need to put it higher. Okay. So this part is easy. I'm not touching the fabric in this part, just in other words, I'm not touching the t-shirt on this part, just the fabric, okay? So I decided to start doing the easy part because this to me is gonna be, let's see how it goes, right? And this is another curved scissor as well. This is a shorter one. This is the other one that I use also. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this part, and then I'll meet you when it's done to do this part. Okay. All right, guys, so I finished trimming everything around. I ended up using this one for the smaller part for some reason. These are from Fiskars. I had these for years. I used to get them at Walmart. They don't bring them anymore. I don't know if they still have them on Amazon, but yeah. And I forgot to tell you, I did not show the part of the heat and bond light. Once you're pressed, the fabric, the extra fabric to the heat and bun, you're gonna have the paper in the back. Make sure you peel that back in and just let the glue, because that's what's gonna help you press it down. Okay, just remember to do that part. Okay, so now the next part is to cut the fabric. And again, I'm gonna try to do this one. If it doesn't work, because this is a kind of old scissor, and then I'm gonna use this one. The reason why I like this one is like I feel like I have more control. But you're gonna lift this up. You're not gonna cut the stabilizer. You're just gonna lift this up. Look, I am just talking like I've done it before, but I've never done it before. But let's do that, okay? And you're gonna cut again very close to the embroidery part. You don't want to leave any fabric out, because when the satin stitch comes, then you want to make sure that it looks clean. So this is good. It's cutting good. Okay, so I wanted to show you that what I did was to have the proper distance from here to here and center on my embroidery machine. I mark here as the line of the t-shirt with the red marker. So if I decide to do the other side, then I have the same distance and it's gonna look the same on the other side. So I did a marker, and I don't know if you can see it close enough to I marked this line right here with a little red dot, this arrow right here. And I know that's the line the t-shirt is gonna line. And that way it's gonna make it much easier the next time, because it took me a couple of tries to see which the height, so that the machine will have the proper coverage. And it did. That's as closest as I can get it to the border. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take you to the embroidery machine for the last step, which is the satin stitch. And I don't think I'm going to have time to cover the other that I wanted to do with the sweatshirt. I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to show you the end result, because it's the same step. It's nothing. The only difference is that I'm going to use my multi-needle embroidery machine, and I'm going to use my mighty hoop to hoop it, 7x7, like I mentioned before, okay? So yeah, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and take you to the embroidery machine. See you in a little bit. All right, so we are here. I'm gonna start the last part. I forgot to switch the thread. Where are my scissors? I need to change the thread to red. Oops, everything dropped on the floor, people. That was the noise that you just heard. All right, so let's get started, people. And this is going to be, again, the satin stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and move the hoop to the table, and I meet you right there. Okay, guys, so we are here. And again, I'm going to apologize for the noise because they're still working on the neighbor's home. You can hear some drilling and stuff like that. So I really apologize for that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and unhook this. Okay, if you notice here, everything was good. The points on the ribbon extended a little bit further down. Hopefully it's not gonna, yeah, perfect, no issues. That's why they say to use tearaway sterilizer for this reason. It's easy, it's clean. You don't have to do any more trimming, but with tearaway, this is what you do. All right, this is done. Sticky stabilizer is very messy. Now I'm gonna have to go ahead and clean the metal part because I don't like this mess on my hoops. My hoops always are clean. I don't like messy hoops. So that's the only drawback to me to sticky stabilizer. That's why I don't use it often. It's very difficult to clean. So now I'm gonna do the other side. If I try the shirt and I like it, I might do the other side. But I'm not going to show it. I'm going to show you at the end because I'm going to try the shirt and show it to you guys. I'm going to show you the big reveal, me wearing the shirt, okay? But for now, I'm going to show you the result. Right here. Look at how pretty. You see how clean? I don't have to do anything else. This is done. This is all the way around. And this is the back of the embroidery. Nice. Isn't this nice? I love it, people. I think I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to keep the same settings. I'm not going to change the position on the hoop. I think I'm going to keep it that way. Because, yeah. So this is the way it's going to be looking. This is the way. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this. I'm going to plug in my heat press and I'm going to press it so that the heat and bond attached to the shirt. That's the next step, people. Okay, so let me move things around. I already have the other piece of fabric with the heat and bond, and this is what I was telling you about. It's going to look shiny on the other back because this is the glue. Now I'm going to keep it with the sticky stabilizer, and then I'm going to have to clean the whole mess. I used a liquid that is called Goo Gun, and really cleans hoops every time I use sticky stabilizer. Good and adhesive remover. That's what I use to clean it. And that I use for all of my hoops. When I use temporary adhesive tape, it also tends to want to stick, you know, to stick into the hoop. And like I said, I don't like it. So I'm going to wait for the heat press to come up to temperature, and I'll meet you right back, okay? I am done with this, and I'm going to go ahead and try it and show you how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and I'll show you how it looks on the other side, okay? So, very nice, all right? I am done with the other side, and the other side was much better. Actually, it was perfect on the spot. Second time around, it's always easier because, you know, you've done it once already, so you know what to expect. The embroidery, because I wasn't talking in between, it took no time, people. I don't think even 15 minutes, at the most 18 minutes. It's a very easy applique project, okay? So this is the first part. This is the first one that I did, if you notice. It's a little bit over on the bottom, just a tiny bit, and this one is just right on the spot. Right there. You see the difference? It barely noticeable, but like I said, easy embroidery. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try on the shirt, and I'm going to show you how it looks, okay? See you in a little bit. embroidering on a sweatshirt. It's the same process with the difference that I'm using my multi-needle embroidery machine and the mighty hoop. And if you notice, I did it backwards because this is the way it's gonna be able to embroider, so that way I don't have all this rest of the hoodie all bunched up back there. That's the only difference, but the whole process is gonna be the same. I'm just gonna show you just some views of the whole embroidery process. I have already traced the design and everything. Let's get started. This is just a trace. You're not going to be able to see it because I chose a white thread. I decided to record this outside because it was such a beautiful day and show you the result of both shirts. The sweatshirt came out amazing. I, at the end, decided to add it, both of them, something on the front to make it more, like complete. And yeah, so I am very happy with the result. Reason why am I doing the voice over it, because a lot of birds and sounds out there, and I didn't want to disrupt the video. Okay, so guys, see you in a little bit. Hey, you guys, so I am back and I decided to stay here and enjoy the day because it's getting chilly, and the high today has been 63 degrees, and soon I won't be able to enjoy my deck. So I just wanted to ask you if you have any question about the whole process. Just let me know. You're going to be hearing some birds, you're going to be hearing some wildlife, because this is the area where there's a lot of trees and stuff like that, but we are in nature, right? and some cars. So anywho, if you have any question about the whole process, just let me know. Like I said before, this is a new trend. It's a different kind of doing applique, but it's actually applique, right? So if you like this content and you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, JLC Crafts. And guys, I will see you soon with new content. I'm gonna be releasing another video pretty soon. It's gonna be also about embroidery, and yeah, sometimes you might see people doing same kind of content because we are a big community, and yeah, so we tend to repeat some content, but you know, it's embroidery and everybody has different ways of doing things. That's why I decided to do this trend also, because you know, it might be a different way of doing it. I don't know how the other people are doing it, but yeah. So guys, this is everything for now. Until next time, see you later. Bye, hasta luego.